Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Tonight, we will look into the deepest recesses of hell and stare directly into the heart of a demon. Ready? Let's get into it. In Chicago, Illinois, Ben had just started a night job as a security guard at an abandoned shopping mall. It was a simple job. Just walk the halls and make sure everything is okay. If anything happens, there's an emergency line to call. But what happens when an entity from hell decides that you are its prey? Years ago, the shopping mall caught fire and most of it burned to the ground. But part of it remained intact. That's where Ben worked. His boss said that he would only have to check the cameras, patrol the halls, and lock the doors. No one else would be there. Or so he thought. It was his first night on the job and he was walking through the deserted halls when he saw something peculiar. His reflection wasn't moving with him. The mall had been burned and destroyed years ago, but somehow there were mirrors left intact. They were old, ornate, gold frames, beautiful and mysterious. Maybe that's why the shopping mall management wanted someone to watch them. As Ben passed by the shattered glass, he noticed that his reflection didn't move. He stopped and blinked, then he turned around to go back. The reflection blinked again, and then it smiled at him. And he knew that it was not his smile. His face was blank, but the reflection kept grinning. It was then that Ben understood that this was no mere trick of the light or faulty wiring. He was looking at the demon in the mirror, and it was hungry for his soul. He tried to run away, but the demon was quick. It seemed to appear everywhere and nowhere at once. Ben tried to hide, but the demon always found him, and it watched him with amusement as he cowered in fear. It touched his arm, and he recoiled in disgust and terror. But the demon followed him everywhere. Every night, the demon would appear in the mirror. Sometimes it would stand still while Ben moved past. Other times, the demon would wave at him, beckoning him closer. Ben could hear its voice whispering his name, calling him closer to the mirror. But he refused to listen. He knew that if he did, the demon would consume his soul and drag him to hell. One night, Ben found bloody handprints on the glass. He looked up and saw the demon grinning at him, its eyes burning with malice. The next night, the demon left more prints. Ben could feel its presence watching him intently, waiting for him to make a move. And then it happened. As Ben stood staring into the largest mirror in the hallway, his reflection suddenly lifted a knife and slashed its own throat. Blood ran down the inside of the glass. It wasn't his blood, it was the demon's. But the demon kept slashing and slashing until the mirror was covered in blood. And then it happened. Ben stared into the mirror and saw himself smiling back at him. But it wasn't his smile, it was the demon's. And then the demon stepped out of the mirror and onto the floor. Ben stood there paralyzed with fear as the demon approached him. It was tall and emaciated with long flowing hair and sharp claws. Its skin was gray and scaly and its eyes burned with a cold fire. It reached out a hand and touched his cheek and Ben screamed. But the demon just smiled and whispered in his ear, "Don't be afraid. I'm here to help you." But Ben knew better. He knew that the demon was just pretending to be friendly. It was trying to lull him into a false sense of security so that it could strike when he was least expecting it. The demon continued to approach him and Ben backed away. But there was nowhere for him to go. The demon was closing in on him and he could feel its hot, fetid breath on his neck. And then it happened. The demon lunged at him and sank its claws into his chest. Ben screamed in agony as the demon pulled him closer. He could feel its claws tearing through his flesh and he could hear his own bones breaking. The demon was draining his life force and he could feel himself fading away. Ben tried to fight back, but it was no use. The demon was too strong for him and it easily tossed him aside like a rag doll. As the demon prepared to deliver the final blow, Ben closed his eyes and waited for the end. But it never came. Instead, he heard a loud crash and then the demon's voice filled with rage. "Who's there?" Ben opened his eyes and saw a figure standing over the demon. The figure was tall and muscular and he was holding a silver stake. He lunged forward and plunged the stake into the demon's heart. The demon let out a deafening roar as it dissolved into ashes. Ben watched in amazement as the figure approached him. He was covered in blood and dirt, but he had a kind face and gentle eyes. "Are you all right?" the stranger asked. Ben nodded dumbly. He was still in shock, from what had just happened. The stranger helped him to his feet and led him out of the mall. "What's your name?" the stranger asked. "Ben?" he replied. "My name is Ben." "Nice to meet you, Ben," the stranger said. "I'm here to protect you." Ben didn't understand what the stranger was talking about, but he didn't care. He was just happy to be away from the mall and the demon. As they walked along, Ben could feel the stranger's eyes on him and he couldn't help but feel uneasy. He turned to face the stranger and asked, "What do you want from me?" "Nothing," the stranger replied. "I just want to help you." "How can you help me?" Ben asked. "By killing demons," the stranger replied. Ben's eyes widened in surprise. "You're a demon hunter," he said. The stranger nodded. "My name is Alex," he said, "and I'm here to help you." Alex explained that he had been following Ben because he had sensed the demon's presence. He said that the demon had been targeting Ben because it sensed his fear and despair. "But why me?" Ben asked. "Why did the demon choose me?" Alex looked at Ben and sighed. "Because you are vulnerable," he said. "You are alone and you are afraid." Ben looked down at his feet. He knew that Alex was right. He was vulnerable, alone and afraid, but he didn't want to admit it. He wanted to believe that he was strong and capable of defending himself. But the truth was, he was neither. Alex placed a hand on Ben's shoulder and said, "It's not your fault. You don't have to be strong. I'm here to protect you." Ben looked up at Alex and saw the sincerity in his eyes. He knew that Alex was telling the truth. "Thank you," Ben said. "I appreciate your help." "No need to thank me," Alex replied. "I'm just doing my job." As they walked on, Ben couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. He could feel the demon's presence watching him from afar, waiting for him to make a mistake. But Ben wasn't worried anymore. He knew that he had Alex to protect him. And besides, he was too busy thinking about his own problems to worry about a demon. After the encounter with the demon, Ben's life changed dramatically. He was no longer the same person. He was stronger, braver, and more confident. He realized that he didn't need to be afraid of the darkness because Alex was always there to protect him. The two men became close friends and Ben learned the ways of the demon hunter. He studied ancient texts and learned how to wield powerful weapons. He also learned how to control his fear and harness his inner strength. Years passed and Ben became a master demon hunter. He and Alex traveled the world together, hunting down demons and protecting the innocent. They faced many dangers, but Ben never feared them because he knew that he wasn't alone. He had Alex by his side, ready to help him at a moment's notice. And so the story of Ben and Alex became a legend, a tale told around campfires by demon hunters to scare away the darkness and bring the light. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.